Hey everybody! I'm so glad you're joining me today for some awesome yoga. Hope you're settling into your new routines or new society that we're in right now, new circumstances. So, in getting into a new groove. So, all my best to you. Annie says hi, and I say hi. I'm Shalan Hill. Thank you for joining me. So we're going to do some awesome yoga today to get a little more energized, to get moving a little bit, and to wake up our body and being. Okay, so if you'll get in a comfortable seated position with your spine up nice and tall, and you can always sit up in a chair if you need to, or sit up against the wall, or sit up on your blankets. You can also put blocks under your knees for a little more support for your legs. Right, so let's rock your pelvis forward and backward a couple of times, just to bring some mobility into the lumbar spine. And start to tune into the breath. Okay, and then bring your pelvis to neutral. So think of the bowl of the pelvis. We want to balance it out. And then lengthen the spine up from there. And then drop your shoulders. So shoulders are right above the pelvis. And then align your head. So chin level with the floor. Head pulls slightly back. Not to create strain, but just to create balance over the shoulders as best you can without hardening your body. It may feel good to close your eyes or look down to the floor in front of you without bowing your head. And let's take some clearing breaths. So inhale through the nose and exhale, blow out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, blowing out the mouth. So we're dispelling stress, letting go of tension, letting go of worries, releasing fear. Shoulders dropping down, elbows dropping down. Do your best not to squeeze your armpits and have your elbows close into your body. Slowing the breath down. Taking more time with the breath, we're getting grounded, feeling gravity pulling on us and really settling into that force of nature. Slowing the breath down a little bit more. Let the legs get heavier, soften your glutes. Align your spine just a little better. Let the sits bones get really heavy. Now breathing fully through the nose. If that's comfortable for you, longer, slower breaths. Let's pull the air down deeper into the lower lobes of the lungs. So low ribs expand with the inhale, and low ribs draw in with the exhale. Take more of a diaphragmatic breath. So we're focused more on the inhales now, filling up the lungs, filling up the low ribs, relaxing your shoulders. Try not to move the top of the shoulders a lot with our breath, or wanting to have most of the movement down into the lower lungs, into the lower ribs. If you'll soften your jaw, let your tongue relax. Let your face melt, eyes softening. Let the scalp smooth and ears fall. And if you want to, let's do some breath work here where we're visualizing that as you inhale, you let light pour down the left side of your spine through the top of your head, all the way down to the tip of the tailbone. And the exhale, it runs up the right side of the spine, all the way out the top of the head. So inhale down the left side to the tip of the tailbone. Exhale up the right side, out the top of the head. So just keep cycling this energy, this visualization, this light along your spine. So we're massaging the spine with this light and with our breath. You can envision that's a white light or a blue light, or any light, any color that would please you more. Blue is calming. White light is universal. Now let's switch that. So we'll breathe in down the right side of the spine and up the left side of the spine. Inhale down the right side. Exhale up the left side. Creating balance and harmony in our nervous system with this visualization and breath. And creating more balance like in our brain too, because we'll usually have a dominant side, and so we're just creating more balance that way, energetically, between the hemispheres of the body. We'll do one more breath like that. Now as you inhale, let light travel through the top of your head from the heavens all the way down to the tip of the tailbone, through the whole spine. Then the exhale, the light travels back up the spine, out the top of the head. So think of a ball of energy, of light traveling down your spine like a thermometer or an elevator, and then exhale up the spine. So we're just smoothing everything out. massaging the whole spine and nervous system with this light and with this breath. Stabilizing and balancing. Okay, so slowly let's deepen the breath and take your time to switch your feet, other foot in front or on top. And then start some shoulder rolls backwards. So up and back, up and back. So steady breath. And then one shoulder at a time rolls back. So backstroke shoulder rolls. And deep breaths. Okay, let's drop the shoulders, lean back into your hands behind you. Turn your fingertips outward if you can. You can always put blocks under your hands if needed. And lift your chest up to the sky. Lift your chin comfortably and draw your shoulders back. So we'll breathe into the front chest here. So it looks like this from the side. Shoulders pull back a little more, engaging your upper back. Think of widening your collarbones more. Make sure your neck is happy with what's going on. If you need to drop your chin closer to your chest, that's okay. Do another breath. And drop the heart. Sitting up again. And we'll grab the floor in front of us and slowly lower the spine down and forward. Just comfortably. So you can always put your blocks under your hands or your forearms here. Make sure your sits bones stay connected to the ground. Start to soften the shoulders a little more. Maybe drop the head a little more. Just rounding the back. Next inhale, we'll lift the spine slowly. And take a good exhale. Full breath. Okay, so let's straighten the legs out and rock them out well. So really loosen up the joints of the legs. Good clearing breath. Circle the ankles out really big. It's a beautiful day today. So glad to see the sun. Circle the other way. Okay, let's come to tabletop on your hands and knees. If you need cushion under your knees, please give it to yourself. And let's start some cat and cow. Tops of the feet on the ground. So we'll inhale, head and hips lift, sway your back. The exhale, head and hips drop, arch your back to the sky. Inhale, head and hips lift. Exhale, round your back up to the ceiling. Just keep moving with your breath. Strong breath through your nose if possible. When you lift your head, pull your shoulders back to widen your collarbones. When you drop your head, push your shoulders down towards your hands to spread your shoulder blades. So again, we're boosting our immune system. We're affecting all of our main chakras along our spine, creating lubrication in the joints of the vertebrae. And moving through any stiffness. Okay, let's slow this down. Actually come to neutral spine and dig the pads of the toes into the ground. Now we'll inhale into our cow back like we did with our inhale. The exhale, then let's push into down dog. And slowly lower your knees evenly to the floor. Land them softly. Inhale, sway your back. The exhale, push back into down dog. So let's move really slowly. Inhale, knees down and sway your back. Exhale, straighten your spine and push back to down dog. Just keep moving with your breath. Think of yourself as a well-oiled machine. The next time you push into down dog, we'll stay there and walk your dog out. So bend one knee as you straighten the other. Lift one heel as the other one pushes down to the floor. So open up the backs of your legs. We're grounding the base of your index fingers to the floor, pushing your hands forward as your hips move back. So let your head drop between your arms so that your neck is neutral. You're not holding tension in the neck. Let's push the right heel down and hold it toward the floor, straightening your right leg. Left leg is soft. Push your chest back toward your legs a little more. Widen your shoulder blades. Let's switch legs. Left heel pushes down, left leg straight, right leg bent. Center your chest, push your chest back toward your legs more. Your hands push forward. Okay, let's slowly drop both knees to the floor and come to neutral spine. Go ahead and lift your spine up actually and circle your wrists out. Both ways. Okay, from here, let's just stay on our knees. Make sure your knees are straight down from your hip joints. Okay, so you're in good form that way. And then step your left foot forward into a 90-90 lunge. So with your back foot, do what's awkward for you. So either top of the foot to the ground or pads of the toes into the ground. So do what's awkward so we can get some new information to the brain. And your front foot is right straight down from your knee. Let's push both feet into the ground and then do your scissor squeeze. Front leg drags back leg drags forward. Firm the belly and point the tailbone down to align your pelvis. Hands to your heart. Lift your spine. Lift your chest. So we've got a nice stretch in the front of the right thigh and hip right now. And we're breathing. We're creating some strength in this front leg too, so that our hamstring is engaged. Push that front heel down and back. If you want to engage the arms, let's lift them up to the sky and then do cactus arms. So squeeze your upper back and push the elbows back. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Relax your face. One more. And bring your hands to your heart space, palms together. Relax. Good breath. So keep enough strength in your core to move smoothly to switch legs. Do what's awkward in your back foot. Ground your legs well and then do your scissor squeeze. Firm your belly, point your tailbone down, lift your spine tall and proud. Palms together at your heart. So this is a balancing pose too, so getting your eyes fixated right in front of you onto something that's not going to move, and just soften your gaze there is really helpful. Tuning into the breath. If you want to engage the arms, you lift them up, then do your cactus arms, pull the elbows back, squeezing the upper back, lifting the belly, the lower belly. Good breaths. Try to soften your face and your head. One more breath. And then bring the palms together at your heart again, relaxing. Solid breath. Okay, both knees to the ground again, and come to tabletop. So remember, if you need cushion under your knees, please give that to yourself. So let's get really strong and solid in our tabletop. Hands straight down from the shoulder joints, knees straight down from the hip joints. Back is flat. Now firm your lower belly into the spine, and let's really get tuned into the center line of your spine. So along your spine, center line of your body. So gather yourself to center. Pull your shoulders back. Then you can take your right leg, straighten it out, and stand your toes to the ground behind you. Firm your belly. Keep to center with your spine. So keep your belly button to center. Try not to sway off to the side. So you're using your core strength for that. So here you have the option to keep your right foot on the ground, or you can lift your right leg off the floor to hip level and level out your pelvis again. So we'll have a tendency to pop your right hip up. So drop it down to stay level with the left side. Then if you want to, extend your left arm forward. Now firm your belly and keep your spine to center. Keep your belly button to center. And lengthen. Get your spine longer. Get that back leg straighter. Get your front arm straighter. Take a good breath in. Your eyes are looking straight down to the floor, right under your nose. One more breath. Then let's touch the floor with the hand and the knee again. Drop to your elbows for a few breaths. And just soften your body. You can do a full body wag if you want to. Head, shoulders, feet and hips wag side to side. And then let's come to tabletop again. Shoulders back, belly in. Then we'll extend our left toes back, our left leg back. You can stand on the floor there and then firm your belly to center, spine to center. You can lift your left leg off the floor if you want to hip level, and even your pelvis again, firming your belly. And then extending right arm forward if you like. Push down with that bottom foot, the right foot. Keep your belly button to center and breathe as you extend. Just look straight down to the floor, under your face. You're creating a lot of strength here and stability and space. Try not to collapse anything in your hips or your shoulders, like pull it into center. Let's do one more breath. And touching the floor with hand and both knees. Drop to your elbows, rest. You can do a full body wag if you want to loosen things up. If you want to circle your wrists out, you can. Okay, so let's come to tabletop. You're at the front of your mat. Dig the pads of the toes into the ground. We're pulling our shoulders back, firming the belly. Pop your hips up and back into your down dog. And let's all bend your knees a lot. Stick your butt way up into the sky, so get lots of length in your upper body and your arms. Now keep that length, so head is right between your arms. Slowly straighten your legs as best you can. Try not to let your chest rock forward, so keep pushing it back toward your legs. Then straighten your legs and push your heels toward the floor as best you can. And good breaths. So full extension of your down dog, full expression. Widen your shoulder blades. So inner armpits are lifting toward the ceiling, outer armpits are rolling toward the floor. Try to relax your face. Hands push forward, heels push back. Another breath. And let's bend your knees and walk your feet forward to your hands. Do a ragdoll fold. You can bend your knees a little. Let your spine hang down. Let your arms dangle. If your low back is not happy here, then grab your blocks and put your hands on your blocks to add some support. Otherwise, let your spine hang down, head hangs down, shoulders relax. You can deepen the pose by grabbing your elbows and adding more weight to the stretch. So this is about creating space in the spine right now. This is not about a hamstring stretch, okay? So spine lengthening, making space between the vertebrae. If you want to, you can sway your spine side to side here to allow more opening in the low back. Okay, so let's make sure your feet are parallel and hip distance apart. Grab the floor with your fingertips, or you can push into the fronts of your legs, or you can always have your blocks there too. So let's all push into the fronts of your legs and lengthen your spine halfway up. So get your legs straight, get your spine straight, lift your belly into your spine and reach out through the top of your head. Push your feet into the ground and lift your kneecaps. So we're strong in our legs, strong in our core, strong in our back. Good breath in. Good breath out. We'll inhale, extend forward. Now let's do an active fold. So squeeze your belly to your thighs. Try to keep your legs as straight as possible and fold towards your legs. Inhale halfway up. Lengthen your spine forward. Straighten your legs better. Exhale, keep the legs straight and fold better or as best you can towards your thighs. Tuck your chin. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, folding. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, folding. Let's hold the fold so you can always grab the backs of your legs or ankles here. Whatever angle your spine is at, create more length. So longer spine, straighter legs. Then you can move your belly to your thighs a little more, but longer spine with the inhale, straighter legs with the exhale. You can then move your belly towards your thighs a little more and tuck your chin to open the back of your neck. So this is a strong pose. Let's do another breath. And let's touch the floor with the fingertips. Bend the knees a lot. Let's go ahead and step our right foot way back into a lunge. And keep that back leg straight. Make sure your front knee is on top of your ankle. So you're either on your fingertips here, or you can grab your blocks and make your spine a little, lift it up off the floor a little bit more. So drop your hips forward and lift your belly. So think of lifting your low back and dropping your tailbone. We're powering up the legs. Legs push down into the floor as your belly lifts up. So we don't have much weight in the hands right now. They're just there for balance pretty much. Good breath in. Great breath out. Okay, let's land that back heel onto the ground. Let's take your left hand on the inside of your left foot. So if you need a block there, that's okay. That makes your arms longer. And so then let's stack your shoulders. Pull your right shoulder back, stack your shoulders, and then stack your hips as best you can. So try not to stick your butt out behind you. So tuck your tailbone, push your hips forward. And so we want this arm and leg to be sandwiched together. They're pushing together to help create some more stability. And then if that's okay for your body, you can extend your right arm up to the sky. Good breaths. Maybe lunge a little deeper, so bend your front knee a little more. Shoulders away from the ears. If your neck is okay with it, you can look up towards your top hand. Legs push down to create even more strength to support the upper body. So that we take a little less pressure out of your left hand, your bottom hand. Let's do another breath. Then let's drop both hands back to the floor. Go ahead and frame your front foot with both hands, so one on each side of the foot, and then drop your back knee to the floor, and then just rest into a low lunge. So hips drop forward, front knee on top of your ankle. Get heavy in your hips. Just try to relax as best you can here. So soften the shoulders away from the ears. You can always put your blocks under your hands here. That gives you a little more space to breathe and creates a little less pressure on your neck. You can always put both hands on the inside of your foot here with your front foot a little wider. So this is just a restful lunge, but we're still getting really good benefit in opening up the hip flexor on this right side. Let's take another breath. Okay, so let's bring the fingertips to the ground, straighten your back leg. With your inhale, step that right foot forward to meet your left. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, active fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, active fold. Okay, bend your knees a lot. Touch the floor with your fingertips. Left leg steps way back long. Let's drop your hips and lift your belly. Push down hard with your legs. We don't have much weight in the hands at all. The legs are doing the work. Your core is doing the work. Shoulders are away from the ears. Soften the mouth. Okay, so let's take your right hand onto the inside of your right foot and let your left heel drop to the ground behind you. So bend your front knee a lot and sandwich your arm and your front leg together. You can always put a block under your right hand. So let's tuck your tailbone and push your hips forward in the same direction as your face now, stacking your shoulders, stacking your hips. And then once you feel solid and stable there, you can extend your left arm up to the sky. Let your spine be long, neck long. If you want to, if your body's okay with it, you can look up toward your left hand. Breathe. Push down harder with the legs. Good breath in. Good breath out. Both hands back to the ground. Let's frame your front foot with both hands, or you can take your hands on the inside of the foot if you like. Back knee drops to the floor, low passive lunge. So let the hips be heavy. You can always put your blocks under your hands here. We just want to rest. Let your shoulders drop. Soften the mouth. Getting good benefit in this left hip flexor. Good breath in. Good breath out. Okay, so we'll dig that back toe into the ground, fingertips to the floor, straighten your back leg. Legs are strong. With your inhale, step your left foot forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, active fold. So straighten your legs as best you can with a long spine. Try not to curl your spine, but lengthen your front belly, front heart. Lift your sits bones up to the ceiling more actively. Tuck your chin. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay, bend your knees a lot. Stepping the right leg all the way back. Back heel on the ground. We're going into that same pose we were just in. You can always put a block on the inside of your foot here, under your hand. Let's sandwich your arm and leg together to start with, and stack your shoulders again. Okay, so want to point out that the front heel is in line with your back arch of your back foot. Okay, so stack your shoulders again. Now we're going into triangle pose. So from this place, we push the feet into the ground firmly and slowly straighten your front leg. You can slide your block back. So we want to adjust our hand to be under the shoulder once we straighten our front leg. You can make this block as tall as it needs to be so that you're comfortable. We want as straight a legs as you can create and a long spine. Think of stacking the hips, stacking the shoulders again. So we want to think of ourselves as up against an imaginary wall. Create long lines in the body. Gently lift the kneecaps, firm the belly, lower belly, and breathe. You can extend your top arm up to the ceiling, spreading your wings here. You can even look up towards your top hand. Legs push down, belly firms in. Reach out through the top of your head. And another breath. Okay, top arm drops. Head brings to neutral. Bend your front knee again. Go ahead and land both hands onto the floor, lifting your back heel. Drop your back knee to the ground again. Do a low passive lunge. Shoulders relax. Good breath. So restful pose right now. Still allowing the hip flexor to open. Really important if you sit a lot. Good breath in. Good breath out. Dig the pads of the toes into the ground behind you. Fingertips to the floor and straighten your back leg. With your next inhale, step that foot forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, active fold. Bend your knees a lot. Touch the ground with your fingertips. Left foot steps way back long. Back heel drops to the ground. So let's line up your front heel with your back arch, inner arch. Right hand right on the inside of your foot. You can use a block or two even there. Sandwich the arm and leg together to start with. Then we'll stack our shoulders, stack your hips. So we tuck our tailbone, firm your lower belly. Then we'll start to push your feet into the ground firmly to straighten your front leg slowly and gradually. Don't just flop it back. Lengthen the spine again. Pull your top shoulder back. Push your feet into the ground as you lift the kneecaps. Reach out through the top of your head to lengthen your spine. If you want to, left arm extends up to the sky. Remember, we can adjust that bottom hand to be right under the shoulder. Pull your left hip back. right hip forward in the same direction as your face. If you want to turn and look up towards your top hand, you can. You don't have anything sagging or collapsing here. Everything's pulled into your bones. Let's do another breath. Bring your head to neutral. Drop that top arm down to your side. Bend your front knee again. Then let's land both hands onto the floor. You can frame that front foot. Drop your back knee to the ground. And rest. Shoulders relax, hips relax forward. Good breaths. Okay, back toes dig into the ground. Fingertips to the floor, straighten your back leg. On the inhale, we'll step forward. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, active fold. Good breath. And let's bend your knees, grab the floor with your hands. Both knees come to the ground, so step back with one foot and then the other. And let's settle into a child's pose. So big toes touch, knees go a little wider than the ribs, and let your spine fall forward. Arms can extend forward in front of you. Let your elbows settle to the ground and soften your shoulders. If your shoulders don't like that, you can take cactus arms here, letting your shoulders relax. If your knees don't like this, please add support. You can put a blanket under your ankles. You can put a blanket behind your knees. Or you can sit on blocks between your feet. You can always lay on your back and just hug your knees into your chest to stretch your low back here. Let's take another big breath. We'll all rock forward and make your way to lay on your back. If you want to put some support under your knees, please give that to yourself. Or if you need some cushion under your spine or your head, you give that to yourself. Just doing full corpse pose, adding a little extra support if you like. So long spine, straight legs, long arms, hands are about a foot away from your hips. Let's walk your shoulders down away from your ears, and then let everything fall back into the ground. And start to we made some really good space in our body and our mind. So just settling into that space, feeling the breath, maybe touching more parts of your body now. It feels more expansive. You feel accomplished, feel enlivened, but peaceful. So continue to sink and settle, unclenching your glutes, softening your belly, inner thighs relax. Shoulders fall back a little more, letting your arms be heavier. Relax your mouth and your throat. Eyes sinking into the head, allowing your forehead and scalp to smooth. It's a good day. You cared for yourself well. This was a short time together. You've got focus. And being a source of love for yourself. Breathing in love. Being kinder to this heart. You can stay here as long as you need to. Otherwise, you'll deepen your breath and wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch or move in any way that would feel good for you. And then rolling to one side. Please support your head with something. With your next inhale, pushing your top hand into the ground in front of you to sit up and coming into a comfortable seated position. When you're ready, gathering your palms together at your heart, take a satisfying breath. This beautiful, beautiful breath that continues to flow through you, reminding you that all is well and everything's okay. This breath is a source of love for you. So I'm so honored to spend this time with you. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, namaste.